So it's interesting looking at these old gaming magazines, this one being 1981, to see these early games just try to simulate life in so many different aspects. So here we have an article called The Political Apple. The game is called President Elect. So they'll start with a broadcast style commentary here. Someone named Walter. So at 10:42 p.m. here on election night, maybe that's Walter Cronkite. Election night, November 5th, 1984, Ronald Reagan has won his second term of office in the most remarkable landslide since Nixon beat McGovern in 72. From our computer projections, we anticipate that Ronald Reagan will carry every state except Minnesota and the District of Columbia. He will thus gather 525 electoral votes to 13 for Walter Mondale. The popular vote is projected to be 55% for Reagan, 44% for Mondale, and 1% for Libertarian candidate Ed Clark. Dan, we've seen the landslide developing all evening, beginning with the stunning victory of Reagan in Massachusetts. What do you think this election shows us? And then Dan jumps in. This election, with very few exceptions, has given us little to be surprised about. The computer predictions that our network did back during the Democratic primaries showed that Walter Mondale never stood a chance against Ronald Reagan. Even with the stagnant economy, a negative view of America abroad, a 10% inflation rate, and 10% unemployment, Reagan had a pre-campaign lead of at least 4% over the closest Democratic challenger. Okay, so let's read the game description. Strategic Simulations has brought us another winner in this exciting new political election game. In President-elect, you can replay any of the presidential elections from Kennedy to Nixon of 1960 to Reagan in 80, or if you prefer, you can set up a fictional contest between candidates for any of the elections, including the 84 contest. The game has a data file for 21 Democrats and 22 Republicans, and two third-party candidates. All right, so they're going to list them all here. So for those political junkies in early 1980s, they may have really liked this game. And I'll quickly go over the next article, the greatest baseball team of all time. Tabletop statistical baseball games are nothing new. Now, stat baseball players can enjoy the same realistic baseball without having to shuffle through a half dozen or more charts. So there's a good use of Excel, or maybe this is Lotus. And unfortunately, the scan is kind of hard to make things out, but look at this ad. This is like scanned in really well. So this is now in AppleSoft. Synergistic software from Bellevue, Washington. And now we're in the micro reviews section. I'll go ahead and end the video here.